Greetings to you, Assalamu alaikum, to all who are at this particular event and those who are online to celebrate Kwanzaa. I just want to give you just a brief history on Kwanzaa. Ron Karinga, one of our great soldiers who have always been pointing out the wrong in a society like this for social justice. Ron Karinga went to East Africa after he heard the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, at that time from his national representative, the Minister Malcolm X. And he was so inspired by the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he wanted to know for himself if that was said was true. So he went to East Africa during the harvest season, and he was so inspired by the spirit of our African brothers and sisters on the motherland. And when he came back, he wanted to come back with that type of spirit that black people have all over the world for the liberation of our people. He came back to America in the early 60s, around there 64, 65. He established what we know 7 principles of Kwanzaa. He wanted to put a political component to that. And at that time, we were catching hell. Not to say that black people are free today. We are still catching hell. But during that time, racial profiling, like the Trump mindset, was really steep in America, and is still steep today. So even though we're not free today, that's why we still have the 7 principles that we should internalize every day of our lives. Not just for 7 days in the year, but 7 days in the week. Well, Ron Karinga, he has 7 principles that he established with his Kwanzaa committee. Not to name them all, but unity, self-determination, faith in purpose. But don't you forget that this day our principle is creativity. We come from the creator of the heavens and the earth. And so during that time, our people, they thought that by the enemy's saying that Kwanzaa was for the black militants. No, Kwanzaa is for black people and anyone else who will want to do the right thing to change the condition of our people in America and throughout the world. And so Kwanzaa is not the replacement of Christmas. Kwanzaa is not to overthrow the United States government. They're doing a good job at that themselves by the evil that they have inflicted upon black people for 364 years. So Kwanzaa is so important for us to internalize so that our community will be a better place and we could change the reality in which we live. So in Boston, this is the 45th anniversary of Kwanzaa celebration, and it was started by Siddiqui Kambone and the Kwanzaa committee on the local level. And I remember when it was only 3 or 4 or 5. Now there are millions of black people throughout this country and other families who celebrate Kwanzaa and its 7 principles. So welcome to this creativity. And don't you ever forget that the streets were named after slave masters. And so what a powerful message we sent a year or so ago under Siddiqui Kambone's leadership is that Dudley Station, Mr. Governor Dudley, was a slave master and his family was engulfed in oppression on black people. And so we wanted to change the name to Nubian Square. A name is worth more than gold. And the name tells you of your past, your present, and if you don't be careful, it can tell you about your future. But a good name is worth more than gold. And so now, we don't have to say I'm going to meet you at Dudley Station or Dudley Square. We're going to meet you at Nubian Square. And so creativity is so important since we are a creative people. And you put pressure on black people. We never went to dancing school. We got so much rhythm, we would turn the roof off the building because our rhythm is from the God himself. And so we're so creative that there's nothing that we don't put our hands on that we cannot bless. And so we thank you for celebrating Kwanzaa and its 7 principles that we will internalize. Support black businesses. support your own. And when you support your own, you're supporting your own existence and the generations, the unborn generations to come. So as a representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, I salute Brother Siddiqui Cambone and the Kwanzaa Committee, and all of our people that are keeping the light burning, because we need light in the valley of the shadow of death. Up, you mighty nation, you can accomplish what you will. May God bless this celebration, and it won't stop after 7 days. It will continue until God calls us home. This is your brother, Minister Rodney Muhammad of the Nation of Islam.